Here's the good news. We're going to talk about your Louisville Cardinals, and look at those numbers right there. That puts it completely in perspective. The largest win increase in ACC history from season to season. Three-way tie at the top at a plus 19, but the last time it happened, you just saw it. The Louisville Cardinals got the Yum Center absolutely going crazy, and I got news for everybody. It's just starting. Just starting. I'm going to go on record right now that this is the team to beat for 25-26 in the league. I'm going to say it right now. No
prediction early,
I'm going to give you a hot take right from the get-go. No pressure on Coach. That's what he signed up for. I think the Louisville Cards are going to be the best team in the ACC in men's basketball.
What do you say to that,
How about that, Coach? How about that intro?
No pressure.
No, there's no pressure. You signed up for pressure.
Yeah. You know, Luke knows this. I mean, he was one of the guys that hung a banner, you know, and it should be up there, but there's 3 national championships, and I'm well aware when I signed up and I got this job that's the expectations here. You know, obviously coming off the couple years that Louisville's coming off when we got the job and we were hired last year, there was nowhere to go to up, and we're proud of the year that we had. We had a phenomenal group, but now as you walk around town, it's the attaboys are kind of phasing off, and he's like, we're going to the Final Four, right, Coach? I said, let's go do it.
Let's go do it. And why not? And again, I'm not a recruiting junkie. I'm on record with that. And I'll let Luke go into deep dive here on hoops. But, man, it looks like you did a great job in the portal. I mean, you got some dudes coming.
Yeah, we're excited. We love our team. We have a great core group coming back from the group that we had last year and what we had in the portal. Really excited about. I say it to anybody who'll listen. My staff doesn't get enough credit. You know, they give these awards out, and the head coach gets Coach of the Year and stuff like that. But I'm so lucky to have the guys with me that know our system, believe in our culture, recruit the caliber of guys that can win and win at a high level, and that can carry our culture. And tip of the cap to those guys.
Coach, I told you early on, just wait till you get in that Yum Center when it's really rocking, one of those big environments. You did a phenomenal job just capitalizing on the buzz in this first year. Was there a moment through the year where you just kind of took it all in, like this is what Louisville basketball is supposed to be like?
Well, first of all, I appreciate you saying that. The Yum Center and the atmosphere at University of Louisville basketball games is as good as any. I've been doing this for 20 years, and it truly is special. You know that Josh Hurd, who's listening up in his hotel room right now, because he had to call home and talk to the kids. He talked us into playing Tennessee early on, and they kicked us in the mouth. And we were walking off the court. He said, "Man, Pat, I'm sorry. You know, I made that suggestion and scheduled that game." And I said, "Josh, that is exactly what we needed." I believe it was kind of the catapult or the catalyst that sprung us into the success we had the rest of the season. But I talk about that game. Although we got our teeth kicked in, walking out for that whiteout the first time and looking up in the upper deck and just seeing a packed arena and the energy. Very disappointing game. In that press conference, we walked out, but to see it revived, you know, we talked about the revival. And as you got late in the season, and you see the crowds go from 10 to 12 to 14 to 20 to 22. Yeah. And then to me, the moment that I think that really captures the revival was when a one-year guy, Chucky Hepburn, in my opinion, one of the best point guards in the country, one of my favorite players I ever coached, when he checks out of the game for the last time on senior night and he goes out the center court and kisses that court, I mean, I think that's a moment that the Louisville fan base will remember forever.
I'll tell you what I remember. We just showed it on the screen. You going up in the stands like a rock star. I mean, it's not every day you see the head coach high-fiving everybody, and I know you meant it. It's like, hey, that crowd plays a huge role in the success of your basketball program. It's a great home court.
Yeah, there was a game late in the season. And my mom said to me after the game, because it was kind of a tradition when I was at College of Charleston, I would go up and thank the student body, right? We always say never delay gratitude in our program. And my mom said, why don't you do that anymore? And when mom tells you to do something, you stink and do it.
I love that.
So whatever game it was, I went back up, and it was pretty cool.
I love everything about that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
and the fans
I'm all
love
for
it.
that. I love everything about that. I'm so excited for you guys because, doing this show for 6 years now we've been doing this network. Louisville basketball, and again, I come from a basketball family. It has a niche in this league when you joined it that has to be good. Mm-hmm. Again, for people that are basketball junkies, you expect it from Duke, you expect it from Carolina, you expected it from Virginia with Tony Bennett, you expected it with Syracuse, right, with their tradition, their history. Leonard Hamilton, when he had things rocking at Florida State, nobody wanted to play those guys. Your buddy Jim Larinaga, Final Four. There are pockets in this league that you go, guess what? Man, you go play in that joint, man, you better bring your lunch. Louisville basketball is one of those spots, not only within the league, but nationally. And to watch where it was, and I'm not casting any stones here, it's like, that's not Louisville basketball. And I kidded around with you last time we had you, last year in October for Media Day. I said, how quickly can you turn it? Can you get this thing like the middle of the pack? And you looked at me like I was speaking Chinese. Like, man, we're going to go kick some rear end. And so, here you are at 18-2. But that fan, and you've played in front of that crowd. Louisville basketball, when it's rocking, when it's got its A game, they're not going to take a back seat to anybody in the country.
Pack, you're right. I mean, it's one of the most powerful, special, storied brands in all of collegiate basketball. You played for, he'll go down as maybe the greatest of all time in Coach Pitino. You have Danny Crum. Are you kidding me? There's every once in a while, it probably happens once a month, and I did it today. I'll send Josh Hurd a text, and I'll say, just thank you. Just having that sense of gratitude. When I say I'm the head coach of the University of Louisville, it's still kind of crazy sometimes. And to have the type of season we had, you feel like you're earning your keep a little bit. But if you listen really close late at night, you can already hear that ball starting to bounce in the Yum Center. So
you ever walk through the gym when it's empty and just kind of think about the ghost, if you will?
100%.
It's funny, not to interrupt you, but I remember interviewing Bill Self a long time ago. I was with SiriusXM, and I said, "You ever just walk into Rock Chalk Jayhawk and just sit there?" And he goes, "Pack, I hear the ghost. I see." And, if you go to some of the great places, it doesn't have to be just hoops. It could be football, baseball. You pick. You could sit there in an empty stadium and you're like, you can hear the roars. You can remember the places. And to me, Louisville basketball kind of falls into that category.
I do it all the time. I'm an early guy, especially during the season. I mean, I get up crazy early. Yeah. I don't require a lot of sleep, but I'll get up 4:30 in the morning, and I'll especially during the season, we're practicing at the Yum. I'll go down to the Yum Center, and the security's always there. And I always ask them to turn the lights on when I walk in. Literally every single day, I'll walk in there and sit in one of the seats and just look around and go get to work. So
it's cool.
Yeah.
How much easier has it been this year as you go hit the portal, you have conversations, than it was kind of coming into that foundation year?
It's funny. I had a conversation with some of my assistants the other day. And again, I give Josh a ton of credit. I came from the mid-major level and hadn't recruited at a Power 5 level in maybe 10 years since I was at Wake Forest. And, sometimes it was a little bit harder to get people on the phone or to return your call. Not all the time, but, after the season we had and people saw the success that we had, the transfers that we brought in, you saw the magical season that Chucky Hepburn had and Terrence Edwards had, like go all the way down the line, Rain Smith, Javon Hadley. People take our call pretty quick because I think they know we have something really special going here.
And how much of a luxury is it? I guess they all answered because it felt like this roster, maybe not totally complete, but you guys had done so much work. It seemed like almost right as season ended.
Yeah, if you look at those first three transfer portal guys that we signed, I think the first one was Adrian Woolley, who's, was one of the best freshmen in the entire country. Is 50, 40, 80 splits as a freshman. Just going to be a phenomenal player. And then Ryan Conwell and Isaac McNeely were like boom, boom, right after each other.
Yep.
And gosh, those two guys Isaac's one of the best shooting guards in the entire country, and Ryan Conwell's first team All Big East, and just an absolute weapon. And in our front court, we had signed Michael Brown, so I think the makeup of our front court is as good as any in the country. You add a veteran guy like Kobe Rogers, who we brought from Charleston, that sat out last year. Ali Khalifa is one of the best passing bigs in the world. Kaysen Pryor coming off that knee injury. Javon Hadley, who is just a winner's winner, just the ultimate Pat Kelsey type guy. Kenai Ruths, who we think has a huge upside. And continuing to add a couple pieces that you may hear about here relatively soon, Luke.
We're excited to hear
We're
it.
pumped up.
That's why I'm picking you guys to win it, man. I'm just telling you. I'm not trying to put any pressure on what I say. Who cares what I say? I'm just.
Yeah, Josh is up in his room going now, like, Kels, relax a little bit.
I just think you guys are on the cusp of something unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't know, but I do know this, that when the guys all arrive in that first week of June, there will be nothing ever talked about except for, and you've heard me say this many times, the next thing we do. And our goal will have to have the best summer in all of college basketball. In this new age, when you have transfers coming in, you're putting teams together, those summer months are huge.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to getting started.
From a scheduling standpoint, is it getting harder or easier? Because all of a sudden, 2 years ago, Louisville called up. You say, "Matt, can I play you 5 times?" Right? I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, you get a phone call from you. Hey, I don't know if I want to jump on that real quick. So, from a scheduling perspective, good news, bad news. How does that work?
I give a ton of credit to Brian Cloman, who's been my right-hand man on my staff for 14, 15 years. He is the absolute front lines of scheduling with Josh Hurd, and Brian reports to me on a daily basis, and I think we have a great plan together to not only put ourselves in a great position, for bids and seeds, but then, to help the ACC be in a great position as well. All those coaches. I mean, it's been an unbelievable 2 days. We've gotten a lot of work done. It's awesome to be in the room with those guys. We have brilliant coaches, great leadership, and I love the trajectory of not only Louisville basketball, but this conference as well.
Love it. Well, listen, continued success. You're great for the league. You're great for Louisville. Great for college basketball. We can't wait to see what you got, man. It's going to be awesome.
Thanks, Pat. Appreciate it, Luke.